Hey guys, it's Saf here with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and it has been about a week since I have last uploaded a video. There's been a lot of things changing in the game, and unfortunately my PC decided it wanted to blow up somewhat, so we had to kind of get a fix and a replacement in. But we are back up and running after a long time setting it all up. If you've ever done a new PC build, you know how bad it is. So I'm here, and I want to first talk about the new curing set. There has been some set rebalances within the game, some of them really good, I feel, and I want to cover those in a more detailed manner, and others in a sort of, I would say, really bad state. So we're going to have a look at those probably as one collection of a video, but I want to do a couple of videos on some of these new sets, highlighting how they work, what are the differences, where you can find value of them, and whether or not you should farm them, because obviously some of these sets, specifically the curse set, you probably have no pieces of, because who cared about heal reduction? So the topic of today's video is going to be on curing set. Curing set is actually one of the sets that has kind of flown under the radar as, okay, you know, there isn't really another set that helps a healer. There is no other sets in the game that benefits the sort of role of healing. But at the same time, sometimes it's just better to go faster. Sometimes it's just better to go relentless, or there was always other conditions that would result in better healing than just 20% more bonus healing. But curing now has been updated. It's still a 4-piece set, but now we have a bonus heal restores destroyed HP. So the way that it works is it takes the heal quantity in total that you're about to heal, multiplies it by 1.2, which is 20%, and then whatever the bonus value is, that 20%, is now going to be removed from the destroyed HP that you have. It's going to restore destroyed HP. So the first question that I had when I looked at this set was, okay, we have a blessing called Miracle Heal. It does kind of the same thing, only it's 30% of the heal, right? It basically says it restores 30% of the heal, restores max HP. But it doesn't work exactly how you'd want, because unfortunately, when we're in a situation specifically in Hydra, if we go into the Hydra boss here and we look at the rotation here, we could just pull up the boss guides. Yes, the Head of Decay. Whenever an enemy champion is healed, destroys their max HP by 15% of the value of the heal, and it gets capped at 25%. We know about this because we had the Hydra bug recently where it basically made the game really hard to play until they reverted it. Now, the way that this works is it's 15% of the total heal, not how much healing you needed to restore, and it was not like 5% of the missing HP. It is, if I heal for 1,000, I basically destroy 150. If you heal for 10,000, I destroy 1,500 of your max HP. It was a fixed total by 15%. Pretty easy to understand, makes sense. But when you read the description of Miracle Heal, it says it has a chance, not 100% until you get to rank 5, so rank 5 is quite important here, has a chance of restoring a portion of any destroyed max HP whenever this champion heals themselves or an ally. The amount of HP restored is equal to the percentage of the heal. And we can see when we get down to here, at 5 is 100%, and it will restore destroyed max HP equal to 20% of the heal. Now, when you read those two together, it basically sounds like, well, one destroys 15%, the other one destroys 20%, so therefore Miracle Heal should be able to overcome the Head of Decay. Well, no. Well, the devil is in the detail, which is not really written in the game description. This Miracle Heal only works on 20% of the missing health that I restored. So if I have a champion that's at 100% HP, as in they're fully HP, but they've lost 25% of their max HP, which tends to be the case when you've got the Head of Decay up. It kind of destroys you to 25% HP so quickly. You only get a restoration on the missing HP that I restore with my heal. So if I have no health to actually restore because you're at full HP, Miracle Heal does nothing. It restores 0. Whereas the Head of Decay does it on whether you need health or not. It is the total heal. So when we had the bug with the Head of Decay, I was pretty much advocating for, look, either make it so that the Head of Decay only works if you have HP actually restored, so it has similarities with Miracle Heal, which would also help things like I don't lose my max HP when I'm attacking a leech target and I'm full HP and things like that. Or you bring Miracle Heal up to the same standard as the Head of Decay, so at least Miracle Heal can overcome at a higher ascendancy the Head of Decay. Essentially, having a fully maxed out 6-star Miracle Heal in Hydra at the moment does nothing. It does absolutely nothing. I've got it on Doom Priest. You just lose more HP than you actually can restore. It doesn't work. Because unless you're on low HP, you don't get any restoration. So my first question when it came to the curing set was, okay, when I heal, Is it on the total heal irrespective of the current HP status? AKA, if I heal for 1,000, do I just restore 200, which would be 20%? It would be boosted up to 1,200 because you'd get 20% of the 1,000. Or is it only on the missing HP? So that's the first test we want to do. And then we also want to have a look at, does it work with anything else in the game as well? Because the thing with Miracle Heal is it is only direct healing that this applies to. It doesn't work on continuous heals. It doesn't work on leech debuffs. It doesn't work on any sort of secondary healing sources. You have to physically heal a target to activate Miracle Heal. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So does curing also work exactly the same way, or does it work with continuous heals? So I've checked the game code, and surprisingly, curing works with continuous heals. Now, this is pretty big. If you have someone like Elva Autumnborn, Elva Autumnborn comes to mind immediately because of the way she sets up her abilities. She has a passive effect here. Whenever an ally on your team takes a turn, she heals them by 10%. So curing on an Elva Autumnborn immediately means 10% of their maximum HP. They will get 20% bonus of that. So essentially it's a 12% max HP heal, and 2% will get restored on your max HP. But also, she places a continuous heal on the lowest HP ally. She can also work curing with this continuous heal. So you're going to get 20% more on a continuous heal, which if we do the basic math here, it will be 15 times 1.2. It'll work out something like 18% continuous heal instead. It converts continuous heals into a regen set. If you have regular continuous heals like a Bad Alcazar, like an Orogrim, like an Elva, like someone that I use an awful lot these days that I will be doing a champion guide on, Oella. Whenever your champion loses 15% of the HP, they gain continuous heals. But because you have curing set on her, you're going to get 18% back, which means you're actually gaining health by losing that health, so long as it's like a very isolated test there. You lose 15%, you actually technically gain 18% because curing is going to increase the value of that continuous heal. So the first thing is continuous heals works with curing set, but doesn't with Miracle Heal. This is why Miracle Heal is so bad. Why it's so awful is because it's too limited and it doesn't do it enough. The next test, does it do it on the total? Does it restore HP on the total or not? We definitely know that continuous heal works with curing set. Does it actually work in terms of, okay, my champion's at full HP, can I restore it? Well, thankfully, Plarium in their infinite wisdom decided to add a champion to the game that we can use to effectively test this really easily, because they gave us Artak. So we can pick a stage here, we can bring out these champions, my normal wave clearing, my extremely powerful void legendaries, and we can bring in someone like Orogrim. Now Orogrim has got continuous heals at the moment, but he's in a curing set. He's got Miracle Heal as well, but it's not 100%. He's in a curing set. And we're going to bring in Artak. Now, Artak, I think, is just in broken sets. I don't think I've got him in any regen sets. I don't think I've got him in any sort of configuration at all. I think he is simply in broken random sets, just built tanky with high HP. And we're going to see now. I'm going to run this through. So we're going to put the A2 out here. We're going to activate. Now here, what we're going to do is we're going to slow this down. So we're going to just A1 here a second. Next time, what should happen is hopefully we should be able to take a turn. We're just going to let the mobs take a turn here. Artak's going to take a turn. Max HP restored. Now, it worked quite fast there. These waves are a little bit too squishy, but the good news is they got unkillable, so we can test it further. The next thing we can test is, okay, direct healing. He's at full HP. So the test we want to know here is, if I zoom in, do we remove the red bar? Because if Miracle Heal happens, it doesn't remove the red bar. Does this remove the red bar when we heal? It's going to heal by 40% of their HP. It's a big heal because he's got 92,000. Obviously, he's lost like 40% of that, so he should be around about 60,000. Does it move the red bar? Yes. Do you see that change? It moved the red bar. So what that tells me is curing doesn't work like Miracle Heal. Curing actually works like the head of decay. Now let's just test it with continuous heals again. Hopefully we can get back around. Let's just restart it here. We're going to run it with continuous heals. We're just going to delay Orogrim's ability by 1 turn instead. We'll get the burnout again, lose a bunch of HP. Now we can throw this out here. The mobs are going to take a turn. What we want to see is, does the red bar move? It did. Very small amount. It moved, though. Very hard to test these things. Like, we could do it again. You can see the red bar moves. Fills the bar. Moves. So curing, in my opinion, just went from a okay set to actually pretty powerful in the right champions or the right setup. Let's just run a few math examples just to kind of show you how it makes a bit of a difference. So what I've done here is I've basically pulled in the head of decay values and I've looked at a continuous heal. So we're looking at someone like Elva Autumnborn, who places continuous heals on an ally. How much of the curing set, how much value does it add? Is it really worth putting on your champions in Hydra? Because to be honest, outside of Sand Devil and outside of Artak, Hydra is the main place where max HP destruction is kind of a problem. You could argue that people with Life Harvest in the arena has an issue with it, but it's much more niche. The main thing that a lot of you guys watching are going to be looking at is the head of decay destroys my max HP. Does it make a difference? Should I put one in my Hydra team? That's the question we're answering here. So you can see that I've basically calculated an Artak HP of 92,997. And I've said, okay, Artak is at full max HP destruction for his passive, 50%. So his actual HP is at 46,498. And we're going to restore 15% of that healing. But of course, we're actually going to restore 18% because we're going to be increasing the continuous heal, which is 15% of that value, which is 6,975. We're going to be increasing that by 20% because that's what curing does. It works with continuous heals. So the amount we're actually going to be taking is probably 16975 plus 1394. That's how much we're going to heal, right? The combined total there, which is around about 8,300 healing. Now, the head of decay is going to destroy 15% of that continuous heal value, but it's also going to take the 20% because of the way that the heal works. It's 15% of the total heal. So if your healing output increases by 20%, the boss's max HP destruction increases by 20% as well. So we're going to heal a bonus of 1394, but the head of decay is going to take 1255 away because it's 15% of the total and you're healing for 18%. So there's a little bit of a difference, which means you're not really going to restore a huge amount. It's only about 0.3% are you actually going to restore. But you're still restoring more than you were losing. So if you've got consistent regular healing from continuous heals or from someone like Elva who heals every time you take a turn, then you can start paring back some of the maximum HP destruction pretty quickly. And then when that head of decay dies, it's going to be much quicker because actually you're going to have, if we just zero this out, you're going to be restoring 3% of your missing HP every time you heal or every time a continuous heal happens. And obviously if you have champions that heal a lot like an Ugo, it goes up even better. Is it really impactful? You're probably not going to notice it, but if you've got champions who are dedicated to a role in your team to heal your team, then I don't see any reason why you wouldn't go curing. You can still pair it with a retaliation set, you can still pair it with a speed set, you can pair it with some protection sets, you can pair it with perception if you need some accuracy. You've got the flexibility, but it gives you basically a better scenario than Miracle Heal. Now, if you pair it with Miracle Heal as well, well, you can see the value does go up a little bit because now we are going to basically restore 30%. So this is how much we would restore, which is 30% of that heal there. But what we got to remember is we can only restore 30% of the missing HP. So if we were at, say, 40,000 HP, then Miracle Heal here is going to do a bit of improvement here because you can see we're actually adding value, whereas before we weren't. It basically gives us about 2,000 healing. So if we were, say, 75% HP, right? What does that be about? If we're at 35,000 HP, so if we've lost 25% of max HP and we are restoring continuous heals, obviously we can only heal 6,975, right? So we're not healing the full amount here. We're only healing this amount here. We will actually restore 4.8% with a 6-star blessing and continuous heals. So what you're looking for is a champion like Elva Autumnborn, Oella, or champions like Ugo who basically can either do a large heal or have continuous heals and consistency heals, like heals that happen all the time. Because if you can have those, Miracle Heal and Curing together actually does a very good job of combating Decay Head now. It's a good change. So there you go, guys. Curing, actually really good change. Not earth-shattering. I don't think it's going to suddenly redefine the meta, but certainly, as I was saying, champions like Elva, you get a passive heal every turn. Continuous heal. Champions like Raka Viletide, obviously a Void Legendary, you might not have it, but every time at the start of each turn, places a 15% cooldown on the lowest HP. More continuous heals. Champions that do this regularly. Obviously, the one that everyone would be talking about is Ugo, because Ugo will... Where is Ugo? Ugo has this big heal here. Heals all out by 20% of this HP. So that's a really good heal, boosted by 20% there. So you can basically use her if you're using her in the team. People like Claude, heals the lowest HP ally every time they take a turn. Pretty good option as well. Although you probably want to pair it with someone who's got continuous heals in their kit. People like Grush, places continuous heals for everyone. The Leech won't work with Grush, but the continuous heals will. But definitely, I think, champions like Orogrim. Orogrim down here has AoE continuous heals with a big single target heal, 40%. Very good option for a Miracle Heal plus Curing set. So there you go. Curing, much better than Miracle Heal. It's a bit embarrassing that a full 6-star Awakening Blessing can't even match a basic 4-piece set that you can get from any dungeon or from the Finite dungeon. But I would definitely recommend players keep at least one set of good curing for healers. Normally healers that are good base their healing off their maximum HP. So you will want to be looking for items with lots of max HP on them. You can see I've started building up some. Speed seems to be a good idea because a lot of the good healers heal based on turns, like heal every turn, heal something like this. You want things that are basically heal related. So you want resistance, maybe speed with resistance, speed with maximum HP. You see the picture. You want to go fast, you want to be tanky. You probably don't want damage in stats on curing. So that's what I would recommend you do. Start keeping that. Just thinking while I'm here, another great option. He was a fusion. Opardin Clanfather. What does he do? He places 2 continuous heals on all allies for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. Him in a curing set is absolutely bonkers for dealing with that, because he's also going to heal all allies by 15% if they're under continuous heals. If they're not, it's 10%. He is a monstrous healer. Each time a continuous heal buffs fills that ally's turn meter, you also get turn meter. So Opardin's value with a curing set in Hydra goes up quite a lot. Now you can actually meaningfully deal with the Head of Decay, where before you kind of just accepted you're going to be at 25% max HP lost, and that was it, because Miracle Heal was so bad, unless you had the Marichka, of course. There you go, guys. That is the first video on the new artifact set. I will be doing a video probably tomorrow on my thoughts about the Raid Digest that came out Friday. To be honest, not having a computer to record is a blessing, because that video would have been a little bit, let's just say, unfair or unconstructive. I've got some constructive thoughts that I want to cover in terms of the changes that they have announced regarding the stone skin and HP burn, but we're going to talk about that in a video tomorrow. I'll also be doing a video on what I think is now one of the best artifact sets in the game, and that is Retaliation. I think not enough people are hyping up how much of a change this set has become now, how powerful it's going to become, and potentially how annoying it could become as well, because the value of that set has gone up so much. So we're going to be talking about that as well. I will be streaming tonight, as always, on the YouTube. We're back into a streaming schedule now. Probably tonight and tomorrow we'll do a double header back to back to get us back into the swing of things. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.